Are you looking for the best Wi-Fi routers? In this video we will look at some of the best Wi-Fi routers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. TP-Link Archer AX55. The US government is reportedly mulling a TP-Link router ban after reports that vulnerabilities in the Chinese firm's routers were exploited in high-profile attacks linked to the Chinese government. According to the Wall Street Journal, the US Commerce, Defense, and Justice Departments are investigating TP-Link, though no evidence of any deliberate wrongdoing has yet emerged. TP-Link is not the only brand targeted by malicious actors. Cisco and Netgear devices have also been infected in suspected Chinese state-sponsored attacks. We will monitor this situation as it develops before deciding whether we need to reconsider our recommendations. This affordable Wi-Fi 6 router is what I think most people should buy. The slick black finish is attractive, and there are 4 antennas to direct Wi-Fi to every corner. It's worth tweaking and testing different positions. Performance was solid throughout my 2-floor, 1,600 square foot home but dropped off slightly in the back garden. Stability was excellent over weeks of testing, hitting the upper mid-end in my speed and range tests. This router also ticks off all the feature boxes you want: MU-MIMO, beamforming, WPA3. We explain many of these terms in our How to Buy a Router guide. It has 4 gigabit Ethernet LAN ports, a single gigabit WAN port, and a USB 3.0 port on the back, which is enough for most people. I'm a fan of TP-Link's Tether app, Android, iOS, where you can review traffic, split bands, create a guest network, schedule reboots, set automatic updates, and even tell the LED to turn off at night. TP-Link's basic free tier offers network scanning, QoS, quality of service, for device prioritization, and basic parental controls, so you can filter and blacklist websites. If you want more perks, like intrusion detection and real-time web security, you'll need to upgrade to Security Plus for $5 a month or $36 a year. Total Security adds antivirus, VPN, and password management for $6 a month or $70 a year. TP-Link has separated its advanced parental controls, so if you want time limits for apps, downtime, safe search, and more, it will cost you $3 a month or $18 a year. At number 2. Asus RT-AX86U Pro. Simple setup, silky performance, and serious speed make this Asus router a good choice for anyone prepared to spend more for smoother Wi-Fi. It sports an eye-catching red and black design with 3 rotatable antennas. This router had no issues covering my entire home and garden and was one of the top performers in my tests. It delivered consistently fast speeds everywhere and was stable, even with 4 people streaming and gaming simultaneously. There are some handy customization options for gamers and optimizations that ensure low latency. It also has plenty of ports, including a 2.5 Gbps port configurable as WAN or LAN, for gigabit Ethernet ports, 1 USB 3.2, and 1 USB 2.0 port. The Asus app is packed with options, making it very easy to tweak router settings, should you need to. It covers everything, from comprehensive parental controls to traffic prioritization and network security. That includes AI Protection Pro, powered by Trend Micro, which monitors your network for malicious activity, no subscription required. This router supports AI Mesh, which means you can add any other AI Mesh Asus router to create a mesh network and expand connectivity in your home. The original RT-AX86U has been discontinued, so we switched to the almost identical RT-AX86U Pro, which has a faster processor inside. It performs slightly better in my tests, but the difference is slight, so buy whichever one is cheaper. At number 3. TP-Link Archer AX21. This impressive Wi-Fi 6 router delivers reliable performance at a relatively low price and succeeds our previous pick, the AX20. Despite the demands of 4 people video streaming and gaming, I rarely noticed a difference in everyday performance between this and my top pick, the AX55. My tests revealed some limitations on the range, however, and the download speed when installing a new game was noticeably slower than with the rest of our picks. But for most day-to-day tasks over a week of testing, this router delivered sterling service. It matches the AX55 with 4 gigabit Ethernet LAN ports and 1 WAN but only has a USB 2.0. The Tether app is straightforward and packed with all the basic options you need, including traffic prioritization, parental controls, and a guest network. There's no Security Plus or Home Shield with this router, but most people don't need those extra services. If you don't care about online gaming performance or have tons of smart home devices, and your home is 1,600 square feet or smaller, you likely don't need to spend more than this. At number 4. Asus RT-AXE7800. While many people will be best served by skipping Wi-Fi 6E to wait for Wi-Fi 7, anyone suffering from congestion problems could benefit from jumping onto the 6 GHz band today. The tri-band Asus RT-AXE7800, 8/10, wired recommends, is a reliable and relatively affordable way to do so. This hexagonal router has a 2.5 Gbps WAN/LAN port, a second 1 gigabit per second WAN/LAN, and a further 3 gigabit LANs, with link aggregation support. Close range performance was excellent on both the 5 GHz and 6 GHz bands. Mid-range results on the 5 GHz band were good, and long-range performance on the 2.4 GHz band was average. There are options galore in the mobile app and browser interface, including band splitting, prioritization for different activities, guest network, VPN support, and lots more. The RT-AXE7800 also comes with parental controls and network security without a subscription, so there are no hidden costs. It covered my 1,600 square foot home comfortably, but folks with larger properties may prefer a mesh system, though the AI mesh support means the RT-AXE7800 can be combined with other Asus routers to form one. At number 5. Asus RT-BE96U. If you're an early adopter itching to try Wi-Fi 7, then the Asus RT-BE96U is calling. This enormous, tri-band router is bristling with 8 large antennas and is not easy to mount, so you will need a suitable space for it. This router is seriously massive, but performance-wise, this is as good as it gets right now. Testing on the 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz, and 6 GHz bands, only one other router has performed better, and it was the GT-BE98 Pro below, also from Asus. The RT-BE96U offers expansive coverage, easily blanketing my home and garden with stable, speedy Wi-Fi. Whether downloading or moving large files, gaming, or streaming, the RT-BE96U is fast and reliable. It also has two 10 gigabits per second ports, one WAN/LAN and a LAN for gigabit LANs, one USB 3.2, and a USB 2.0 port. Being super picky, it might have been nice if those gigabit ports were 2.5 gigabits per second, as TP-Link offers in the B800. I love that Asus continues to avoid the subscription model, offering AI protection security, VPN functionality, and robust parental controls as part of the purchase price and free for the lifetime of the router. You also get an in-depth set of networking features you can dig into, and there is support for AI mesh, enabling you to link this with other Asus routers to create a mesh. You don't even have to create an account to use this router, which is a rarity nowadays. The firmware on Asus routers can sometimes be ropey at release, but I've been using the RT-BE96U for a couple of weeks without so much as a hiccup. The caveat? You do need devices that support Wi-Fi 7 and a multi-gig connection to put this router through its paces. Most folks do not have to spend this much to get great Wi-Fi, but if you want a router to last you the next few years, this is an excellent choice. At number 6. Asus ROG Rapture GT-AX6000. My time with the Asus ROG Rapture GT-AX6000 was refreshingly free of issues. It's a big, loud design with 4 antennas and RGB lighting that screams gamer. Still, it served up speedy, unbroken Wi-Fi throughout my home and garden and didn't flinch at 4 simultaneous online gaming sessions. It's easy to prioritize gaming devices or activity, and there's a mobile game mode, simple port forwarding, and a dedicated gaming port. Speaking of which, you get plenty of ports to make the most of an internet connection of up to 2.5 gigabits per second. As with the rest of the Asus range, the mobile app is excellent and boasts all the features you need, including guest network support, band splitting, parental controls, and anti-malware. The AI Protection Pro and parental controls are free for the device's lifetime, so you don't have to make monthly payments. Asus offers Instant Guard free with this router, enabling it to secure your public Wi-Fi connections when you are out by running a VPN, virtual private network, server on your router at home, which also means you don't have to share data with a VPN provider. At number 7. Netgear Nighthawk RAX 300. If you're ready to turn things up to 11, this is one of the fastest
Everyone wants
routers I've
fast
tested.
internet at home.
The curvy spaceship design in matte black is a little more stealthy than your average gaming gear, but those wings contain several antennas for a strong signal throughout your home. The Nighthawk RT6600 wired recommend is a tri-band router with Wi-Fi 6E support, covering the 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz, and 6 GHz bands. It serves seamless, speedy Wi-Fi during 2 weeks of testing, with zero issues while handling a revolving mix of 4 simultaneous gaming and video streams. I downloaded a 30 GB game in less than 10 minutes. A single 2.5 Gbps WAN/LAN port, 5 gigabit LAN ports, and a USB-C 3.0 port will be enough for most folks. The Nighthawk app is excellent and offers band splitting, guest network options, and a host of analytical tools. While both the premium smart parental controls, $8 per month or $70 per year, and Netgear Armor, $100 per year, are comprehensive and slick, the extra expense is hard to swallow when many competitors offer cheaper or free alternatives with similar features. That said, Netgear Armor does include Bitdefender security for your devices and Bitdefender VPN for use outside the home. Don't even think about spending more than this unless your internet connection exceeds 1 gigabit per second, and even then you can expect diminishing returns. At number 8. Asus ROG Rapture GT-BE98 Pro. Topping my testing charts, the Asus ROG Rapture GT-BE98 Pro is a supremely capable, quad-band, Wi-Fi 7 gaming router. For speed, this is the best router I have tested to date. It is very similar to the RT-BE96U above, but Asus has added a second 6 GHz band on top of the existing 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz, and 6 GHz bands, and an extra 10 gigabits per second LAN port. This is also easily the biggest router I have ever tested at nearly 14 inches across, with 8 huge antennas. It is far from subtle, won't blend in, and could prove tricky to place. Because it is a gaming router, Asus has included Aura RGB lighting, so you can pick the colored lighting you want and make it a feature. AI Protection Pro security software and parental controls powered by Trend Micro are bundled into the cost. This comprehensive security combo includes a firewall, intrusion prevention, malicious site blocking, automatic updates, and more. Parental controls include scheduling, website filtering by age, and usage stats. You also get VPN support with the option to connect remotely when you are out and about. Naturally, there are some gaming-focused features, with game acceleration enabling you to prioritize gaming-related traffic through ports and packet analysis. If you have Asus ROG gear, it can be prioritized with a click, and Asus includes server acceleration to minimize latency through the third-party WT-Fast service. Apart from the size and cost, there isn't much to criticize here, but it is worth considering that the range on the 6 GHz band is limited and struggles to penetrate through walls, so you will need Wi-Fi 7 devices in fairly close proximity to take full advantage of this router. At number 9. Asus ZenWiFi XT8. Consistently delivering a stable high-speed Wi-Fi connection, the Asus ZenWiFi AX68 mesh system tops our best mesh Wi-Fi routers guide and is ideal for large homes or houses with dead spots. I like the classy, unobtrusive design in black or white. This system performed well in tests, offering great coverage and close to maximum speeds at close, mid-dash, and long range. I encountered a slight issue during setup that was resolved with a factory reset and firmware update. Over the months since, I have continued using this system hassle-free. Each versatile unit is a full router with 3 gigabit LAN ports, a 2.5 Gbps WAN/LAN, and a USB 3.1. Part of the appeal of Asus routers is the excellent app, packed with features for tinkerers but easy enough for anyone to navigate. All the options you need are here, from band splitting to guest networks to prioritization for specific activities like gaming or video streaming. You also get comprehensive parental controls and anti-malware protection free for the lifetime of the router. The XT8 2-pack can cover a home up to 5,500 square feet, and it supports AI mesh, meaning it's easy to add more AI mesh routers to expand your network. At number 10. Synology RT6600ax. The Synology RT6600ax boasts solid performance and familiar hardware design, but the software makes this tri-band Wi-Fi 6 router interesting. Speeds were consistently high in my tests on both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands, with solid coverage throughout my house, marking this as a high mid-table performer. There's a 2.5 Gbps WAN/LAN port, 1 Gigabit WAN/LAN, 3 Gigabit LAN ports, and a USB-A 3.2 Gen 1 port. But Synology's expertise is in NAS, network-attached storage, so this router can double as a fully fledged NAS server for backups or file sharing. The DS Router mobile app is easy to use and allows you to configure your network, parental controls, and set up a VPN service, though it occasionally crashed on me. It also provides Wi-Fi analysis and network security at no extra cost, but there's no QoS. If you want to dig deeper, the Linux-based Synology Router Manager operating system is comprehensive, with enough options to satisfy advanced folks and loads of potentially useful packages you can add, including Download Station, Media Server, and VPN Plus Server.